are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone. This is Barb Bruno, and I want to welcome you to this webinar. And I want to tell you a little bit of a story before I start the webinar. When I went into business almost 30 years ago, I basically started a business because I wanted to help people that were not working find jobs. I went into this business never having worked in an employment firm. And so I was very surprised after 6 months to find out that most of the people I was representing, my clients did not want to hire. And I thought to myself, my God, the people that need us the most, I can't do anything for. I had to focus on the people with skills, stability, and experience. But this has always bothered me that you and I place a low percentage of the people that we attract. And now with technology, everything has changed. You know, when I first went into business, if somebody didn't like something I did, they might tell their family, they might tell their best friend. But if candidates don't like what you do, social media has allowed them to tell thousands of other people in a matter of minutes. So how do you really improve the candidate experience? Because if candidates don't have a positive experience with you, they're not going to send you referrals. And it's interesting, I've had many firms study this, and most of us get more referrals from the people we don't place in jobs than from the candidates we do place in jobs. And I've tried to figure this out for many years. Why is that the case? And I believe it's because the candidates we don't place, if they have a positive experience with us, they're still hoping we place them. So the reason you have to have everybody, you want everybody that you attract to have a good experience is because whether you place them or not, they're very capable of placing candidates that you will place. And if any of you are sitting there right now going, it's really, really hard to find talent. And I think most people feel that way. We've got many more orders than we do candidates. And everybody's very frustrated by that. But this is the best marketplace for you. Every time a marketplace is candidate driven, you can make the most money where there's a high demand and low supply. So every time you hear yourself saying, my gosh, it's so hard to find candidates, you got to thank God it is, because this is the best marketplace for you. So how do we basically improve their experience so that you will get increased referrals of candidates you're going to place in job? I want you to imagine for a moment that you own Pizza Hut and you received hundreds of unsolicited resumes and CVs every month. And so you don't respond or hire most of the candidates you attract. And as a result, they're upset because you didn't talk to them. They're upset because you didn't hire them. They slam your company on Facebook and they no longer buy your pizza. And the interesting thing is, I know that this is what's happening to Pizza Hut because I was on a panel with the vice president of talent acquisition from Pizza Hut, and this is exactly what she told people at a conference, that companies are very worried about candidates because if they don't, correspond with them, if they don't hire them, they stop buying their product. So they not only left a terrible impression, but they lost a customer and a potential future hire because maybe Pizza Hut's not going to hire somebody today, but in a year or two they might be interested. But if a person had a negative experience, they're never going to apply back to the company. And so that's why this woman was saying that they're very concerned over candidate, experience because they're losing customers. Now, we don't sell pizza, and we have people on both sides of our sale. But the reality of our profession, the staffing and recruiting profession worldwide, is that we place less than 5% of the candidates we attract. That means 95 out of 100 people that we attract are not happy with our services. And they go out there and they tell other people. Now, I'm not saying that those 95% had the skills we needed, but these are the numbers. And this has been the numbers for over 20 years, that our profession worldwide, in the United States, in Canada, in Europe, in South Africa, in all the countries that we're in, we're placing less than 5% of the people that we attract. This could represent the candidates you place in jobs. They're happy, they're satisfied, they love you, they love your company, they're very happy that you place them in job. But what about the 95% of candidates you attracted that are all but ignored? And these are the candidates that are going to call you all the time, the people you're not going to place in jobs. And when you don't take their calls, when you don't help them, they're not happy. These are people that now will not say anything positive about you because they expected you to find them a job and you didn't. And what I've learned is 100% of the individuals that are attracted to your business expect you to find them a job. And these are not necessarily candidates that you recruited, but if they saw a posting on a job board, if they went to your website, if you were making recruiting calls and they were referred to you. I do live calls for job seekers every week. So I'm on the phone with job seekers every single week, and there's hundreds of them on the phone, and they don't know who I am. They don't know that I own a staffing and recruiting firm. They have no idea what I do for a living. And so I do 20 minutes of training once a week with all these job seekers, and then I answer their questions. And you would be shocked at some of the questions they ask me and how they slam our profession. Now, because I'm doing the calls, I often explain to them why, maybe we're not able to place them and what they can do on their own. But currently, most of you are disappointing 95% of the people that are coming to your business. And again, they're telling their friends, they're telling people that maybe you could place. They won't quit buying your pizza, but what could they do out of their frustration? They could put negative posts on social media. They could never send you referrals that you could place. They could become a future hiring manager and not utilize your services. I'm doing training for LinkedIn now, and I've been doing training for LinkedIn now for over a year. And the last time I was in their studios recording, they gave me a statistic that over 50% of people that we're trying to land as hiring managers, those clients we're trying to attract, over 50% of them had some experience with a staffing or a recruiting firm personally. So they personally had an experience with us. And if they were part of that 95% that we didn't help, that's why often when you're trying to land new accounts, they've already got a slanted viewpoint because they weren't helped by a staffing or recruiting firm when they were looking for a job. And that's much worse than somebody not buying pizza. Imagine the satisfaction you would have and your team would have if you were able to help all of the candidates you attracted. Imagine the joy of knowing that every single day you made a difference, you improved the lives of 100% of the people who reached out to you for help, and you consistently increased sales and profits. And so if you're increasing sales and profits, you're also increasing your income. And I became a trainer so that all of you know, I became a trainer so all of you could make more money. I didn't become a trainer because I necessarily love to train. I realized I've learned things I can teach you that can help you make more money. And if you're consistently getting referrals and increasing sales and profits, obviously you're making more money. Did you ever wonder why you place only 5% of the candidates you attract? And you might think you place more, but many of them lack the skills your clients hire. Many of them lack experience or stability. They might be those least placeable candidates. We always talk about MPCs, most placeable candidates, but what about the least placeable candidates? Candidates that have unrealistic expectations. They want to double their income. Or maybe there's red flags, tremendous gaps of employment, steps background, or maybe they're not in the niche you place in. Most of us specialize in a certain area. And if they're outside your niche, you can't place them. But I don't know about you, but I was always having my clients refer their sister, their cousin, their mother, their wife, their husband to me because, we were working together and, can you help them? And so I found myself, doing free resumes and doing all kinds of work for nothing because I was trying to help, the people that my clients referred to me, but they weren't people that I was going to place in a job. It has nothing to do with your ability to place somebody in a job. Some people just don't have their credentials that you can place. So the reality is about the 95% that you won't place, they're the ones that call in most frequently for updates. In fact, I had 500 staffing and recruiting firms track how much time the average recruiter spends taking incoming calls. And these are calls for people giving availability, or they're people calling just to tell you that they want an update. The average recruiter is spending 90 minutes a day taking calls from people they will never place, giving them updates, giving them free career counseling, but all the time everyone is spending on the candidates you'll never place is losing you money and income. Because what you want to do is focus on the 5% you can place. And all these people expect you to find them a job. They also expect free career advice. They view you as a lifeline. You and I both know that sometimes people come to us and they're desperate. And they've heard we have jobs, and so you become their lifeline. They feel they put their career in your hands. Often people come to an employment firm and they never do anything else. They're expecting you to find them a job. But unfortunately, they turn into your greatest time waster, because they don't have the skills, experience, stability. They're not in your niche. And they're extremely vocal when you don't provide results. If someone says, can I call you? and you know you're not going to place them, that nice part of you wants to say, yes, call me, even though you realize you're never going to place them in a job. And when they start calling you daily or 2 times a day and you stop taking their call, now they're angry with you because they feel that you told them they could call and now you're not taking their call. So now they really go out there and talk negatively about you. And quite honestly with you, in this age of technology, we can't afford that negativity out there. Any type of relationship, people want to know if they can trust you, if you care about them, and if you do what you're telling them you're going to do. When you don't find every candidate you attract a job, their perception is that you failed in all three of these areas. They don't feel they could trust you. They don't feel you cared about them. And they thought you were going to find them a job. And when you don't, they are very upset with you. And this could be somebody with a terrible work history, with no stability, no skills, or not in your niche. But their expectation was still that they expected you to find them a job. On the other side of this discussion, your success depends to a great extent on your ability to focus on the 5% you're going to place, either in a full-time job, an assignment, or a contract. So, I'm telling you that we've got to give everybody a positive experience, but if you want to really become a success, if you want this to be a record year for you, you've got to focus on the 5% that you can place in a job. So your reputation depends on your ability to nurture, to form enduring relationships with 100% of the candidates who contact you for help. But how do you do that without them wasting 90 minutes of your time during the day? I'm contradicting myself, right? I'm telling you to focus on the 5% of candidates you're going to place. Well, I'm also telling you to nurture the other 95% so you can increase sales and referrals. So I sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm going to give you a solution here because really this is our dilemma. And we're all social workers who like money. You and I are good people. We want to make a difference in the lives of other people, but we also want to earn money that's going to take care of the people we love and give us the lifestyle that we need to enjoy the life that we enjoy. And all that time you're spending on people you're not going to place in jobs, they're taking money right out of your paycheck because you know you're not going to place them in a job. I want to offer you 2 solutions. Number one, you need to create a resource that's going to help them. Now, what I did for years is we had the lists of names of different organizations in Chicago that could find them a job. And these were organizations that helped people that were unemployed find work, that teach them how to find a job as a result of their own efforts. Or you might consider a career portal. And this is a resource that I created for my own business. I had no intention about telling anybody else about this resource. I called it Happy Candidates because that's what I wanted. I wanted everybody to be happy. I go back to the woman I was when I opened my business, and I wanted to help the unemployed find a job. I wanted to really help everybody, and then I realized I wasn't going to make any money, that all the time I was spending on all this free career consulting was hurting myself. It was hurting the people I love. It was definitely hurting my paycheck. So I developed this for myself, and then some other firm owners saw it and said, Barb, is there any way you could private label it where it would look like we created it, not you? Can you private label the career portal? So imagine the benefits in a resource, because these are some of the things our career portal does. There's a free resume builder that helps do a resume for a person. There's a career advisor that looks at their resume and preps them for a job, similar to the prep that you do with the candidates that you're going to place in a job. So there's a career advisor in the career portal. Those live weekly job seeker calls, those are the calls I do for the career portal owners. I get on the phone and go, hi, welcome to this week's job seeker call. We really care about you. We want to help you find a job, and they think I work for you. We send them weekly emails providing career advice, but it comes from you. And there's a 15-step process to find a job, and we have the Indeed job board in there that can also, they put their resume in one time, and they got access to 1,200 job boards. So this really, truly does help the candidates that you don't place. So imagine now you can help 100% of the candidates. The candidates think you created this for them. It increases referrals. It improves word of mouth advertising. And trust me, the social media posts, they love you. In fact, every time on the call, they go, thank you so much for providing this. And they think I work for you. And you're not going to get call-ins from candidates you won't place because you're giving them something to do. See, the reason they're calling you is they're desperate. These candidates we're never going to place, they need us more than anybody. They don't know what to do. They've got red flags on their resumes. They've got sporadic work histories, or they're trying to change their profession. We can't help those people. We help people that have skills, stability, and experience, and we help them make their next logical career move. But now with this resource, you can help those people that we ignore. And now we have staffing and recruiting firms that have set up the career portal. And what they're telling me, they've got increased sales and profits, and their recruiters are not spending 90 minutes a day taking incoming calls from candidates they would never place. And they said all of our recruiters are placing more people in jobs because they're focusing on the 5% they're going to place. So just imagine that, in addition of 90 minutes to your day and increased referrals. See, I believe that 50% of your candidates should come from referrals. So when you're saying there's no candidates, I believe that 50% of the people you place in jobs should be coming from referrals. In our organization, it's 64%, but we really work at it. We really work at asking for referrals. We've got a very strong referral program. And I want to give you a free tip here that's not on this program, but if for those of you that want to double or triple your candidate flow, I know everybody wants to find talent right now and it's hard. I'm going to give you one tip right now that will double or triple your candidate flow. And this is just kind of my bonus to you for coming to this call today. Take out the application forms or resumes of your best candidates and call their last place of employment and ask for them. And they're going to tell you they're not there, and you're going to ask for their replacement. And what skills do their replacement have? The exact same skill sets they have. So you've doubled your candidate flow. If you go back 2 jobs, you can triple your candidate flow. Call past employers and ask for your candidates and talk to their replacements and recruit their replacements. I've had so many firms double and triple the candidates they're representing just by that one tip. But again, back to our program, the people that you attract that you're not going to place, we need to start doing something so they still feel really good about us. I want happier candidates. I want happier recruiters because you're making more money. I want increased sales and profits for the owners. And it's interesting because the career portal actually generates passive income. You're not going to retire on the passive income, but it does actually generate some passive income for your owner, and it dramatically increases referrals. So if 50% of your candidates are not referrals, this resource will help you do that, because you will be amazed at how they're so anxious to refer people to you because they have a positive experience using this resource. Many of the job seekers who are using the resources in the career portal, now normally these are people we would have ignored. I get calls from staffing and recruiting firms almost every day, and they go, Barb, we just got a cookie bouquet from someone that went to your career portal. We didn't do anything for them. We just referred them. You guys did weekly calls. They went through your process. We feel like we should send this to you. And I'm like, no, you set it up. It's your career portal. But they're getting thank you notes and calls. They're getting cookie bouquets. They're getting flowers. They're getting candy. But most importantly, they're getting referrals from these candidates, because now you're not going to make a fee on this person. You didn't place them in a job, but you helped them find a job on their own. And when they're looking down the road, they're going to come back to you when they have more experience. And anybody that asks them about the experience of working with you and your firm, it's going to be positive. Where now 95 out of 100 are having a negative experience. And if major corporations are worried about this, obviously we need to worry about this, because this is all we do, is work with candidates and clients. Other benefits are this will differentiate you from your competition. Everybody wants to know, why should they use you as opposed to your competition? If you provide a free resource for people that don't find jobs, we have many of our clients sending the people they don't hire to our career portal. They love it. It does generate passive income. You will attract new clients. Anytime somebody says we're not hiring, we're cutting back, you offer them this free resource. We have a company in Portland that landed their biggest client as a result of giving them the career portal for employees they were laying off. And now this company is their biggest client. And the company said, we can't believe you gave us this resource to use free. You made us look like heroes to the employees we were laying off. Existing clients are going to utilize the resource, and you can reach out to people you've never been able to help. My church has this, a battered women's shelter has this in my area. I give access to the career portal to every nonprofit I know that is trying to help people find jobs, because it makes me feel good, that I can reach out to people that I've never been able to help before. So it just helps you in your own community. If you want to view a career portal firsthand, you can go to www.myjobsearchresources.com and pretend you're a job seeker. And you've got to use a correct email address, but if you want to see one firsthand, you can go to www.myjobsearchresources.com and log in as a job seeker, and you'll see what the experience is like. and you'll see what the job seekers are saying. You basically have three options. You could do nothing and continue to only assist 5% of the candidates you attract. But again, you're wasting your time with the people you're not going to attract, and they're still not happy. You could develop your own resource. And by the way, I don't care if you look at my resource and you want to do something similar. We've got to do something to help them. But it took me over a year to develop this, and now I'm working on an upgraded career portal. So I'm launching an upgraded career portal within the next 2 months by the end of summer that's going to do a lot more. And anybody that invests now is going to get that upgraded career portal. All my current clients will get that updated career portal. And by the way, no one's complaining, but the job seekers wanted a few more resources. And the owners did ask me if they could list their job orders on the site and if they could have more analytics to see what their people were doing. And so I'm always listening to people. So the upgrade has taken me almost 2 years. And I've also created an LMS. Not an LMS, a CRM for job seekers, where by the end of summer, they're going to be able to track their job search in the newly upgraded career portal. So I will always improve this tool. But anybody that has it, any upgrades I do, you get free. The third option is you can set up one of our career portals, and it takes 15 minutes. And within 48 hours, it's live. And they think you created this for them. What took me a year to do will take you 15 minutes to utilize. Now, obviously, I believe option 3 is the best option, but I hope you do something. I hope you do 1, 2, or 3. If you're not an owner or manager and you're on this call, tell your owner or manager about this. In fact, what I'm doing is I'm recording this call, and I'm going to send you a link. So if you're not an owner or manager, you can let your owner or manager listen to this, because it will help your owner or manager increase profits. You know, every one of our clients has increased sales and profits. And so we've been out there a long time. We know this works. So it's not that we think it's going to do that. We know it does that. If you want to view a tour of the Happy Candidates, you can go to the URL there. And again, I'm going to send you this link. I'm going to send you everything after the call. If you've got any questions, I'm going to answer questions after I'm done. Or you can call our office and we can email the link to you if you just want to click on it. But that will give you a tour of the career portal. And again, by the end of summer, I'm going to be launching even more services, more interaction, because I think it's what the job seekers wanted, more videos, because I never am satisfied with anything. I'm always going to upgrade and improve. But again, you would get all those upgrades at no cost. What I'm basically going to do is, from now till Memorial Day, the cost of the career portal is $999 for a year. We're reducing that to $599 before we launch the new career portal. So anyone that invests between now, you're not only going to pay $599 this year, you'll have that price for as long as you own a career portal. And we don't have people take the career portal down. Once they put it up, they don't know how they survived without it, because they can almost instantly see the benefits of having this career portal. So until May 31st, until after Memorial Day weekend, if your company invests in this, it's a 40% discount. And the passive income, if you put candidates in here every month, the passive income generated will more than cover that $599. So if you use it, it basically pays for itself. I wanted this to be a no-brainer. Like, how can you offer a great resource and it basically pays for itself, but it's something different. This is very innovative. It's not something that many firms have, which again is what makes it a differentiator. But now that I've seen it in the marketplace for a couple years, I know this works, and I know it's a great addition to anybody's company. The offer is not listed on our website. On our website, it says $999. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, you can do it one of two ways. You can either call our office, the number's right there, or you can send an email to support@staffingandrecruiting.com and just put the words career portal in the subject line and we'll answer it. And again, to view it, you could go to myjobsearchresources.com and actually register as a job seeker, and you'll see exactly the experience that the job seeker has. They don't know I exist. They think you did this for them. And like I said, what took me a year will take you 15 minutes, and it's going to look like you did this for them. And so what I want to do now, because I never want to take too much of your time, I always believe in doing 30-minute calls, and I'm at 25 minutes right now, but I want to answer any questions that any of you have right now. When you called in, I gave you a telephone number, an access code, and a PIN number. If you put those in, you could go to your name under the attendee area, and you're going to see a little hand. It's like a white hand with a green outline. If you click on that hand, I can unmute your lines and you and I can talk if you called in on a phone and not your computer. If you want to type in a question, you can type in a question down below by hitting the word questions, and you can type in the word below. Okay, Barb, how many career portals are set up currently? We have a little over 500 worldwide set up. And this is in the last couple of years. And like I said, once we have people set up their career portals, they don't take it down because they realize the benefit of having this resource. We do have some people, and I don't understand why. We've had some people that have invested in it and have never set it up. I don't understand that, because if I pay for something, I'm going to set it up, and it takes 15 minutes. This is from Shakira. I'm not real technical. Can you help us set this up? Oh, yeah. My team can walk you through it. And how does it pay for itself? It generates passive income. A job seeker can come in the career portal. When we first launched this, Patty, everything was free. So everything that they do in the career portal is free, and it still can be. But then we had job seekers saying, can you review my resume? Well, no, because there's thousands of job seekers here. They kept asking during calls, can somebody look at my resume? Can somebody look at my resume? So finally, I found a service that would review their resumes for $5. So we charge the job seeker $7 for the resume review. And what we do is we pay the service the $5 for everybody that signs up for a resume review. We pay the merchant fee, account fee to process that, and it's 50 cents. So there's $1.50 left. That's profit. We split that with you. So once we did resume reviews, then they came back and said, can somebody, we gave them a 12-page review. Can somebody do my resume for me? So we've got 2 levels of resumes that can be written for them. The people call them on the phone, find out what kind of job they're doing. This is a resume service out of North Carolina. This is not me. And we've used them for 2 years, and we haven't had, they have 100% satisfaction guarantee. We've made 2 refunds, and in both instances, I worked directly with the job seeker to see if we could possibly get them satisfied. And I don't care what resume we did for them. I think they copied it and asked for a refund. So out of the thousands of resumes they've done, we've had 2 refunds. But if they do a resume, it's the same thing. We price it a little bit above what we're paying the vendor. So any profit we make on any of the paid services in here, we split the profits with you. A job seeker doesn't have to pay for a thing, but if they take an assessment tool, and now they're asking, the new career portal is going to have more paid services because they're asking for computer training. They're asking for higher level because we have the C-suite coming through here. We have recent grads, and we have executives coming through here. They wanted the higher level assessment tools. So we put the DISC assessment tools in that. So the new career portal will have more ways to generate passive income. But the average career portal owner is probably getting somewhere around $100, $150 a month because they're not putting a lot of people in every month. If you don't put people in every month, you're not going to make money because it's when people first go in, if they're going to buy a service, they usually buy it in the first 45 days. So if you put people in, then you stop putting people in, you're not going to generate. But if you're putting people in every month, it can easily generate $100. If you're putting a lot of people in, it can do a lot more than that. But when I take the 500 career portals and average how much they're all making, they're probably making around $100 a month, which obviously was going to pay for the $9.99 cost. But in your case, at $5.99, that's why I'm kind of putting this deal out there that it really is a very good offer. But if you don't use it, like I've got some people that never set it up, they're not making a dime because they never set it up. Why would you give this to us and not keep it to yourself? This is from Stephen. Stephen, my original plan, I never intended to sell this. I only intended to develop this for my company because it bothered me my whole career that the people that really needed me, I can't help. And then I just had owners that saw it because owners go on my website and they look at things and basically I'd be at conferences and people were bombarding me, can't you private label this? And it took me well over a year and a tremendous amount of money to figure out how to private label this where you pick your color, you put your logo, you put your name and your address. We're nowhere to be found. So I had to get all that programming done. So I don't know. I think if you've got a good thing, you're going to share it, and in order for me to do this and try to offset, the costs involved, the $5.99, trust me, will never make up for my investment in this. But if we get enough job seekers in here and we start generating enough passive income, then it'll be good for everybody. So I decided to share it because the more people we can help, the happier it makes me. And I like, if I'm the person that helps us all, change what people are saying about us. What really worries me, and it's right, ask your hiring authorities if they've ever had an experience with a staffing and a recruiting firm, and almost always they say yes. LinkedIn has given me some statistics that make me realize this is even more important than it's ever been. But if you've got questions, call my office. If you want to go in as a job seeker, you're going to go into the current career portal as it is. And then if you invest in this by Memorial Day, come the end of summer, you're going to get the new version, which is even going to have more resources, will make you more money, and it will have that CRM in there for job seekers. By the way, I wrote that. It took me 6 months. And when a job seeker enters that they have an interview, they're going to get prompts. Did you do your research? Did you read the press and media? Are you taking multiple copies of your resume to the interview with you after they go on the interview? Because if they put it in the calendar, they have an interview, we're going to remind them to send a thank you note. And all this comes from you, from your URL on your career portal. So they think you're working with them. So the prompts of the system makes them think that you really care about them and you're putting your arms around them and you're helping them as well as the people you're going to place in jobs. That's why people are getting so many thank yous. And the new system's even going to be more interactive where they're going to think you're touching them more and caring about them more. Let's see. Can I talk to you offline? Yes. If you've got any questions, I'm in my office. There's other people in my office that are more than willing to answer questions. But if any of you want to talk to me, you call that number when I'm done and you ask for me. I'll be glad to talk to you. But this offer is good through the end of May. I figured that gives you plenty of time to, there's also a website, happycandidates.com. If you just go to www.happycandidates.com, that's the actual, website of this particular product. But, I gave you some other URLs that kind of walk you through it tells you everything that it does. But if you've got any questions at all, reach out to me. And again, once we launch the new one, the prices are all going up. But once you pin down a price for your company, your price will never go up. So anybody that's invested or will invest from now till, May, I don't care how long you have this, your price will always be $5.99. So I hope you enjoyed the call. I don't see any questions. Let me see if anybody raised hands. Let me go to the attendee list. See if anybody raised their hand. I see no hands raised. So I hope that you consider this. I thank you for joining me. And whether you do this or do something else, we've got to start worrying and addressing the problem that 95 out of 100 people that come to us are disappointed. We can't keep going that way, not when top talent is so hard to find, because they're talking to the top talent we can place. And as a result, they don't come to you and I. That's why this is so important. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to welcome you as one of our new career portal owners. And like I said, by Monday, your career portal could be up and live, and you could be sending all those people you don't place to a resource that's going to help them find a job. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.